Right, hi and welcome to my video. Today we're going to be doing a little benchmark of the Resident Evil Chainsaw demo. Obviously it's just a demo, so things might change a bit, like it might perform better or worse when the actual game comes out. So anyway, we're going to start with 4K max. We're getting like a nice 80 odd frames there to start off with. 80, 79s. For max settings, I turned down shadow quality at high, just because when it was fully maxed out I was getting red VRAM warning, so that got it down to orange. So yeah, we're getting about 75 there. So we're dropping into the low 70s at times, up to like mid 80s. That's pretty good for 4K max settings with ray tracing enabled. I use like the Chainsaw Man bit for every setting because it's just the hardest part, like in the demo anyway. It's like the worst case scenario you're going to get frame rate wise. You're getting like 76 here, between like 70s and 80s, pretty good. Oh, I'm dropping down in the 60s there, down as low as 61 I think there, which is still pretty good. I mean, 4K ultra settings with all RT, 60 odd frames at least, it's pretty good. So now we're going to move down to add a bit of FSR quality, and what we're looking at here, got like 93 there, 99, 100, so pretty good. Being above 90 all the time. It's not bad at all. So yeah, you're looking at about 20 frames more with having FSR quality there, so it seems like a worthwhile thing to do. Image quality looks good. Now down in the 80s now, but still works out up 20 frames more really. There's no real frame stutters in this area either, so it's alright. Now we're moving down at FSR balance, and well, doesn't look like it's making a huge difference. I think it's holding in them 90s a little better, maybe. Definitely not as much difference as going from FSR quality to off. But yeah, still a really good frame rate there. I mean, like 96, pretty much average I'd say. You're still getting a great GPU usage. The game here seems to be well, like, call it optimised in that way. Now we're putting on FSR performance. Yeah, you're going right up to 110 there, but really you seem to be sticking around a similar frame rate as you were. Hanging around the 95, 94 area, so it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. I wouldn't bother myself. But yeah, it's nice to see a game that's actually using the GPU instead of all on the CPU. Right, now we're going to turn down to FSR Ultra Performance, and to be honest, it's starting to look, I don't know, you're getting up in the, it's pretty much the same really, apart from you seem to be getting a little bit higher at times. but really, like, you're not doing much better really. I guess you're closer to the hundreds than you are to the 95 now, most of the time anyway. I'd call it like a 100 frame average, 103, something like that. It's pretty good. But to be honest, I'd probably just stick with the quality mode, or balanced at the most. Right, now we move down to 4K, the prioritised graphics setting. So this is no ray tracing, it's just like a... I'm not exactly sure why it's prioritising graphics, but it uses hardly any VRAM, but getting a good frame rate here, and the game still looks really good, in my opinion anyway. In the hundreds here, so it's pretty great. Big difference, like. The 80s, 100s, 110. Seems like a similar frame rate to maybe like the max settings with FSR Ultra on. I mean FSR quality, sorry. But with like a bit more variation in the ups and downs really. Then we're going to move down to 4K balanced settings. Try and get over that 120 for those of you with high refresh rate monitors. Well, medium high these days, like, but they're looking really good. Hanging around the 110, 115 in that. It's pretty good. In my opinion, the game still looks pretty good. I mean, in this fast-paced bits like this, you're probably not going to notice any difference. But yeah, outside we're getting like 101, 105, pretty good. Looks like I died there. So anyway, this is now 1440p, max settings. Well, back with the ray tracing on and everything, no FSR. Pretty good, like, hovering around between 110 and 130 maybe. Oops, blew myself up. We're all the way up to 137 there. So yeah, you're getting a lot higher at 1440p, which is good because it seems like a lot of the games now, there's barely any difference going down in resolution. But yeah, it's looking really good. 120s, 130. Quite a lot of variation, like, I guess there's a lot going on, but like, it's like anywhere between, like, it went right down to 97 there, all the way up to like 140 at times. Yeah, there's a big difference. But you could definitely get like a perfectly locked 90 there. Anyway, now we're going to go down to 1440p prioritised graphics setting. So no ray tracing here, but still like the graphics look really good, I think. We're doing a bit better now. Staying above 120 it looks like. All times. Just. All the way up to 145 there. The GPU's getting a bit less utilisation now, like, on the CPU, so if you have a bit of a weaker CPU, you might find you're not getting as much frame rate here. But yeah, it's around about the 120 lock, nearly. Pretty good. right up to 144, 167 I even seen there, but obviously it was just for a microsecond, so you're doing really well here. Now we're going to turn down to 1080p at the max settings, and yeah, you're not like getting massive amounts over the 1440p here, but yeah, 100, 110. Bit more stress on the CPU here than you were at the other resolutions, so you're probably not going to get a massive boost turning down from here. It's still a good frame rate. I mean, 100 frames, pretty good. I think it's well enough for this game. The 107, 220s. I'll have some medicine. Get 440 in the case there, pretty nice. But yeah, we're sticking around at least 100 here it seems, with an occasional drop, but pretty good. So now we go down to 1080p prioritised graphics, so no ray tracing now, just high graphics settings I guess. Seems more like medium graphics settings to me, but it calls it prioritised graphics, so anyway. But yeah, we're looking pretty good here. Hanging around over 110. I don't think we'll get any more from turning down from here though, because we're already basically using half of the GPU utilisation here, and like going up to the 40s in CPU, so again, like if you have like a weaker CPU, probably not even going to get this frame rate with a 4080 at 1080p. But yeah, nice. 130 there, 145, pretty good. Anyway, now we're going to go down to like a few weird things in the game that I've noticed, and this one you've just seen there is a frame drop. It's pretty harsh. It might be shader compilation, I'm not sure what there is again. Oh, down to 105 there. Proper noticeable when you're playing, and it happens at every resolution and setting, so it's just a bit weird. And this next one, I found out right at the end of my testing that when you set the settings to max, you get a red VRAM warning. But then when you actually go into the game and have a look at it, it's actually just on orange, so I don't know if it's turning something down or what really, but when you look through the settings, they just look the same, so I don't know, it's weird. Seems to happen at the other resolutions as well, and it goes down even further. And lastly, there's just like this weird little anomaly with his hair, like a little graphical glitch. Like, looks like he's got like lined paper in his hair, but it's only when you have the max settings on there. So I think it might be when the ray tracing's enabled. It looks a bit weird, but it's not major. But I just thought I'd note it anyway. Like I say, anyway, it's not a finished game. So whether these things are actually going to be in the game at the end is questionable. It's just like the performance might be slightly better or slightly worse too. Playing it there and benchmarking it, I feel like it's really good. It's nice to see a game what's actually using the GPU instead of using the CPU. And you can get a pretty good frame rate at 4K there, like easily over 60 and up in the 90s without like ruining the image quality, so pretty good really. I'm pretty impressed with it performance wise. I just wanted to mention that when you're not in the village battle, you can get a lot more FPS, like especially when you're indoors. but I just wanted to do this comparison as like a worst case scenario for FPS. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. Bye.